Hello everyone, it's Tyler. Today we're going to take a look at Elemental Fallen Enchantress, I think. Obviously. So, this is a 4X strategy by Stardock. And with me, you gotta understand that 4X strategies and I have a long and sordid affair of staying up way too late, wishing Gandhi would stop hitting me with nukes. But anyway, this game has been described fairly accurately as a combination between something like Warlock, Master of the Arcane, or Civ 5, which are both pretty similar, and a Heroes of Might and Magic game, which is pretty accurate because it is a 4X. As you can see, there's quite a map. It's kind of neat when you zoom out pretty far. It turns into like this cloth map, and your units are represented by like game pieces. It's kind of amazing. But I've got all my cities, and of course, you know, with the classic fare of building different improvements inside your city's bounds, capturing multiple cities, settling all over the place, trying not to die, and, in this case, casting lots of magic. But also, in the vein of something like Heroes, whenever you go into a battle, it actually goes to a battle screen, a tactical battle screen. And I'm going to show you that right off the bat, because this is my main force. This is my Sovereign, which is my main character, Oracle Sarasa, as well as a champion that I found is just someone you can recruit if you find, named Rua, a Grave Elemental, which is like a corrupted Earth Elemental, and a Crow Demon, which is like a corrupted Air Elemental. I got those by building shrines on these. We'll explain that in a minute, but for now, let's just try to kill whatever all this is. Kind of afraid of it. Naja? Not Naja. There's a Naja and a bunch of air shrills, which aren't too much of a threat, but I'm kind of scared of that thing. Let's go ahead and battle. So this is what the battle screen looks like. Kind of cool. The different terrain and things will obviously change each time. My forces, their forces. And of course, because of the sort of initiative of the Crow Demon, they get to go first. So, my Crow Demon is equipped with a spear that does lightning damage and also has a couple of spells. It has Thunder Strike, which I believe is almost a song, which teleports and shocks the crap out of people. And Titan's Breath, which will knock people back. And if they don't roll a resistance to it, it'll knock them flat on their ass. Alright, we're going to go ahead. He's very useful in close combat because of that high damage spear, so I'm going to go ahead and teleport him in. Now, wherever I select, it will do damage to all of the creatures in the radius there. So it looks like no matter where I teleport to, I can only get 2 of the creatures, so I might as well try and get the Naja in it. So let's go right here. Alright. Oh, holy crap! Wow. Okay, I did not expect that to die so quick. Luckily, I should be able to get another one, but still, that was... Alright, we're gonna have to get serious here. I'm gonna focus down that thing if I can. So, Rua is equipped with, I believe, a dagger, but has a Shadow Bolt spell. These are all the spells that this unit has. The mana pool is universal, meaning each unit that uses mana will pull from the same mana pool. Each character does not have their own. I generate a certain amount per turn. As you know, it's broken down. You can click on it out of battle and show what exactly is producing how much. All these different spells. I'm going to go with Shadow Bolt, which is a nice, just direct damage spell. Gotcha. Alright. Ow. 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 Alright. My Sovereign. Very powerful. Pretty fragile, but lots of very strong spells. I'm going to use Horrific Wail, which is a spell with a casting time, meaning you don't cast it instantly. But unless the enemies resist, they take a lot of damage, and that's all of them. For 24 mana, it's a pretty good deal. So, do that. Alright, I'm going to start moving this Grave Elemental closer. And before I do this, I'd just like to show the art in this game is actually pretty great. The robe and all of the equipment there is actually stuff I have found equipped. Like, that's not what she looks like by default. The things I have found are actually shown, which is neat. Like that staff, and all of the stuff is stuff I actually have equipped, which is cool because a lot of times in games like this, equipping units doesn't actually change their appearance. In this case, it does. Yeah, she's got like that shattered. It's actually a sacrificial dagger. It used to be like a sword, but it shattered. So that's pretty cool. And she's also got some armor on. And just to show how this Grave Elemental looks, because he looks pretty cool. He's a corrupt Earth Elemental essentially. So yeah, he's pretty neat looking. As you can see, the game is actually quite pretty. Like, obviously, like right close up, the texture quality isn't like hugely amazing, but that's not the point. It's actually pretty impressive. The style of the game is interesting. It's a little animated, you know, sort of cartoony looking, almost has like a cell filter, but it's very dark fantasy-esque. Alright, so time to stop babbling. I can hurl a boulder, which is always useful. I'm gonna get you, dark boulder. Alright, that's that thing out of the way. Killed my air elemental, you douchebag. Alright, let's start walking her up. Any spell? Like, no, I'd like to pass because I don't have a huge amount of mana necessarily. Ooh, nice counterattack. Yes. Alright. Looks like that spell is actually going to be unnecessary. There's only going to be a couple things left. That's okay. Just to make it more useful, I'm going to pass the turn and let her cast. Yeah! Alright, we win! And I got 10 gold. Gildar is the gold. Killed those things, and my crow demon died, which sucks, but no one else took any damage, and they got quite a bit of experience. Alright, Rua gained a level. Whenever you level up, you can choose a trait. There are multiple traits that, you know, I mean, as you can see, I've got several. And every time you level, you get some different ones, and let's see, what would I want? Lose the next attack, lethal, just +2 attack, quick, initiative. She already has a lot of initiative, really. Strength, weight capacity, and tactician to the whole army's initiative. That's interesting. I think I'm gonna get that. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so they is dead, but unfortunately, I do have some enemies in my territory. I have these wolves. Now, I'm actually moving some of my other units in to fight. However, let's go ahead and talk about this now. This is my main city, Hagutst. I suppose is how you pronounce that. It is interesting, the city building system. Quite interesting. There's actually a fair amount of detail in all of this stuff, which is pretty amazing. But yes, these are shards. Shards are the source of all magic in this world. And when they're in territories, or you build... In your territory of influence, essentially you build a city or an outpost near them, you can build a altar on them. And then you can upgrade the altar to a shrine, and I think you can upgrade the shrine to something else, but you need a certain research to do that, which I don't have yet. As you can see, I've got just a shard of air, earth, and water. A lot of spells and stuff of that particular type will be increased in power and potency the more of these you have. So, I can build all these different sorts of improvements. I've got a few right now, and I can build various others. And as you can see, these actually have upgrade paths. Like if I first buy a cleric, I can then build a shrine in the city later, and then after that I can upgrade it to a sacrificial altar. And all of these have different sorts of bonuses and some interesting things, but right now the town is training me some pioneers, because I want to settle some other cities and other locations and spread my power. So I've got 6 more turns. The turns are called seasons in this case, because each time you pass a turn, the season changes. Then after that, they're going to build me a garden in the city, and after that, I'm making a monster called a Bound Widow, which I'm going to keep around the city in order to prevent situations like this and help me defend the city. Now, that air elemental, the crow demon, came from me building a shrine on this. Alright, so it looks like 10 seasons. I have 10 more turns to go, and then I can get another crow demon out of that. In this case, that grave elemental came from this, but he's still alive. And over here, I have another city that I founded, and a water shrine, which gives me a mirror elemental, which is like a corrupt water elemental, and they're already built as well. They're building me a monument on this over here. As you can see, that there's, you know, a build in progress. People are doing stuff. And there's also wolves just chilling. I'm afraid, because I'm afraid that when I build that, it's then going to spread the influence to that monster layer. That's what that symbol means, that this is a layer. And then I'm going to have some trouble. So I'm hoping my other creatures that I have, as you can see, I have a young Grave Elemental. He is on his way down there. And also a young Crow Demon that is on his way over as well. Now, I have these Pioneers, which are on their way up here. Why is this? You see these symbols everywhere. These symbols are called yields. You can't just settle a city anywhere. As you can see, the settle is grayed out because they're not on a tile that has those symbols on it. I can build an outpost, but outposts are really only for giving you a small amount of an area of influence, so you can build something else. Like, say this. If I needed metal, I could build an outpost next to this and then build a mine on that. But I want to settle an entire city. And to do that, I have to get them to one of these. These are sort of like resources for the cities, and each number represents, you know, a certain amount of that. So this would be basically like grain or supply. So a city built on a tile with a large amount of this is good for civic, sort of just like a nice diplomatic town, good for growth and just general flourishing of, you know, like just a civic city, not military, not magical based or anything, just people. This, I forget what this is actually called, but this one is sort of the opposite. It is like more military, more production based. If you want like a nice industrial city focused on, you know, maybe some mines and some forestry and stuff like that, you want to get lots of that. And this is essence, which involves the number of enchantments you can place upon a city. I have the spellbook here, and I can cast various spells outside of battle that do different things. As you can see, I have city enchantments. All of these do different things, but I can only cast a certain amount on a city, equal to the number of essence they have, essentially. Inspiration is very useful. 1 research, so it's just an extra, it's almost like doubles the speed of the research done in that city. And as you can see, like this, for instance, this tile has 1 essence, which means any city built here, I would be able to cast 1 enchantment on. Okay, so for now, there's nothing else to do this particular turn, I don't think. So we're going to turn it over. Alright. Next season, it is now spring. That was quick. Also, I will say, let's just get this out of the way really quick. Elemental. Yeah, Elemental is not a well-established series right now. There's only one other game in the Elemental franchise, that being Elemental War of Magic. And that game didn't do very well, and for kind of good reason. It had a very clunky UI, it was kind of hard to use, it was very unintuitive, it had some really neat ideas, very interesting flexibility to the strategies you could employ. However, yes, but it was very... I'm not going to say bare bones, it was buggy. It was really buggy. To the point, in fact, of, it was a little ridiculous just how buggy it got sometimes. And a lot of people really liked some of the elements of that game. However, unfortunately, because of the bugs and the fact that it was just ridiculously unfinished feeling and unpolished and holy crap, what is that? Wow. That's a lot of health. Yeah, we're not gonna fight that right now. There's all kinds of awesome stuff over here though. Oh man. Wargs. Ooh. Right. Where is that? That's way up there. Alright. Alright, anyway. But back to it, you see the point. It wasn't a well-liked game, honestly. It definitely left a sour taste in people's mouth. Now, Stardock is known for one thing in particular, pretty well. That being post-release support. They have very good, usually, post-release support. Meaning lots of patches and updates to help fix the game. And they did. They tried to patch the game. They fixed it as best they could. However, unfortunately, it wasn't up to snuff still. Even after all of that, it failed to garner attention. Unfortunately. Let's see here. Stardock knew this, and they've made a really cool move, honestly. When this first came out, anyone that bought Elemental War of Magic, they actually gave Fallen Enchantress to them for free. Which is amazing. Like, I mean, they did not have to do that. That is really cool. Super freaking cool of them. They knew that it wasn't good. I mean, they even admitted openly that it simply wasn't up to snuff. They had various chances to fix it. But they couldn't do it, really. They just couldn't. So that's interesting. It's nice to see, I suppose, that they've they've decided upon that. And it is nice to see a company admit that, yeah, actually, we could have done better with that. It doesn't change the fact that they released a not-so-good game. But instead of just saying, oh, well, you just don't understand how good it is, you couldn't possibly know, you know, at least they're actually like, alright, we screwed up a little bit, we need, you know, some more goodwill. So they've made this, and this is good. I've got to say, this is awesome. This is a really good 4X game. Going to battle again. There's a lot to do. I mean, just look at all the stuff I'm doing. If you're a fan of 4X games, give it a shot. It's awesome. You can see that the UI is much easier to use in this. It's very, I'm not going to say simple. It's not really simple. I mean, as a 4X game, the UI is almost never simple. But it's very intuitive. It's easy to use. You get what everything does. And that's fairly important, I feel. You kind of need to be able to do that. To play a 4X game to any enjoyable degree, you need to be able to understand immediately, or with just a few hours of, I guess, training, you could say, how to play it properly. Alright. Counter. Yeah, gotcha. Freaking amazing. Alright. Some bear pelts. Yes, there is a trade and shop system as well. Alright, more pioneers are up. Let's see. Yeah, so the interface is just very convenient to use. As you can see, there's all these alerts that you can even collapse. The army is very easy to form. All you have to do is move multiple units onto the same tile, and bam, army. And I can switch between the units in my army if I want to. I can look at all of them, what they have. I can look at the equipment, all the items that I have available to me that are on them. And I can even trade with my other people the equipment that I have and just give it to them. And there is also a shop feature, but you have to be in the area of influence of a city in order to actually shop. So here's what we're going to do. I want to move these pioneers up here somewhere, because there's lots of territory for some cities and stuff. So we're gonna move them up a bit. Excuse me. Let's see. They're just about to get here. So there, I saw a death shard over here. I definitely want that. So I'm going to build a city right here. Right here. Freaking amazing. Alright, they're going to settle. So, let's see, what's this? Prestigious location. I can build a monument there for influence. There is something here to loot. That's what that symbol means. So let's go loot that. Alright. Now, we've also got some other stuff over here. These wolves. Where are they? Over there. Okay. That widow isn't quite done yet. It's going to take a minute. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to use this crow demon to fight the wolves. Right there. And try and just defend this place until I can get those widows out and some other stuff going on. Because I definitely... that was my mistake. Allowing the area to be, I guess, overcrowded suddenly with people. Without having any defense. Boom! Alright. That was nice. Getting lots of pelts and things to sell. Alright. A runed token. Oh. Summon a sand golem to aid you. That's awesome. Let's use it. Boom, sand golem. Freaking amazing. Do I just get to keep it until it dies? Ooh. Even all of the units have all of this information on them. They even have a history, like a lore to the unit. That's pretty freaking cool. Alright, let's see. Immune to poison, immune to criticals, inaccuracy, unfortunate, and tough. Huh, it's already level 5. Wow. Alright, awesome. Pretty high resistances, too. Alright, that helps to bolster my army a little bit. Let's start to clear this out so I can place cities more effectively up here. Going to go up there. Alright, we've got these pioneers that are now here, so I'm going to, boom, settle. City. Oh, crap. It's out of the area of influence. Well, I didn't know that would happen. Unfortunate. Well, let's see. An Adventurers Guild. Station champions have a 25% chance of getting 1 experience a season. Huh. That's pretty cool. Alright. Tower of Dominion. Increased growth. Let's do that. Try and get some, you know, I'd like to spread this. Alright, another young mirror elemental is out because the other one died. So I am going to keep him just right here for when things decide to get real. Alright, that widow is being made, that garden is being made. How long? Oh, one more turn and I can have a crow demon, which I'm going to send after the Great Wolf's army. Yeah, I know that, but I'm already building a tower, so hang on a minute. Jeez. Alright. That one is just kind of chilling. I'm going to send you up here. So when that crow demon comes, I can make a small army out of you two. Strategy, my friend. Alright. Oh. Alright, some bandits. Let's do this. I think you're getting the idea. You're hopefully getting the general sort of gist of what this game is all about. It's awesome. Try it out. There's a lot to it. It's pretty freaking amazing. And I've got to say, I've not had as much fun with this as I have in a while with 4X strategies. So, seriously, just give it a try. It's not even, like, super expensive. It's on Steam. I'll link you to it, because I'm a nice guy. That's debatable. And just freaking try it. It's really fun. I hope you've gotten the basic idea of how the game works from this. There's quite a bit to it, but it's easy to learn. It's very easy to learn. But it's definitely a 4X strategy. It is not like a light strategy or anything like that. It is full-on a pretty awesome strategy game. Finish these guys off. You get smacked. Yeah. Alright, Cast another Shadow Bolt, end the battle. Gotcha. Nice. None of my guys took any damage. Any levels? Nope, that's okay. Alright. Oh, it's created another group. Because I think I can't have any more than that. Oh, I suppose there is one more thing that I should show before ending. Kind of important. Research. Here's the research system. There are 3 different trees: civilization, warfare, and magic. They're pretty self-explanatory. You just do the research and it unlocks all of this different stuff that is now available. Like it says, this unlocks all kinds of enchanted weapons, which is awesome. Grave Warden. Ooh, yeah. And then these lines indicate that, in fact, there are prerequisites, of course. There's glyph stones, which needs enchantment and rituals. And it just keeps going. There's a lot of research. All of the trees work this way, and you're free to research as many different things as you want. Awesome. Here's your ledger. which shows the different things, anything that you would really need to know if you're having problems. You can break down, using the ledger, all of the different things, you know, in the cities. I can even dispel enchantments here. I can change the tax rates of my cities, which I may do. I can even look at where I'm producing how much of different things and what's using it. So, yeah, it's very intuitive, very easy to get used to, but definitely tough to master because there's a lot of strategy involved. There's a lot of different units. There are 8 different sovereigns to choose from, which means essentially 8 different races. These people are the Wraiths, essentially. They're like undead, lots of death magic and necromancy and things like that. There are many others, everything from your gallant knights to your crazy sort of forest archers to barbarians and more. There's a lot. So, I'm thinking you should have quite a good time if you enjoy these types of games. You really should. It's a lot of fun, and it's very much an experience to have. They've done a much better job with this than they did with War of Magic, I've got to say. They've done a significantly better job in attempting to make this very playable from the beginning. There are multiple patches out already. There's still support, and there is modding. Lots of modding. There's even a Nexus for this. I believe it's just fallenenchantress.nexusmods.com. So yeah, check it out. Just even if you want, just look at the mods before you decide if you want to play it or not. You might be impressed. That's been Fallen Enchantress for you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will see you next time.